Sergio's on pole, championship leader of course, and wasn't the favourite for this race.
So now the lights
are the lights are going out. Speedy gets himself a penalty, and 2 people gets a penalty, and Triton as well. So away we go into the turn 1. Speedy's going to lead, but he's going to have to do a stop-go penalty, so is Triton. And the real leader is Sergios then as they come into turn 1. Etney just behind them. Oh, and a dive down the inside, I think from Bance. Etney had to miss the chicane. So did Anonymous. Etney gets himself a 3-second corner cutting penalty for that. And all sorts of jostling for position behind. Vance eventually lost out there in turn 1.
Anonymous just got collected by one of the Force India cars. I don't know if it was Hudson or Jason. I'm not quite sure now.
And he's in the wall in a big way in the second time as well. So don't know what happened to Anonymous. He's all the way at the back now though.
Yeah.
Jason has a little bit of a look down the inside.
Are really closely matched train at the moment on track. From 7th to 9th, and now
side by side,
goes down the inside into the first Lesmo. Not a usual overtaking spot, but it worked out fine.
Yep, he got
that better run.
He got a fantastic run out of the Rogier chicane, and drew up alongside. Very nice move from Priggy. See Priggy down the inside into Ascari for P6. So Hart's demoted to 7th place.
I said, yeah, I meant Anthony.
So
right.
Watching Ocean Chief now, and gloves and steering wheel side by side on the exit of the chicane. A little bit of wheel banging, but Ocean I think is going to get that move done before Lesmo won. So nicely done by him.
And Ocean Chief! Ocean Chief goes over the chicane, and gloves and steering wheel runs into him. I don't know whether he lost something of his wing. That looked really, really weird. It looks like it basically was Ocean Chief did a Mika Häkkinen 1999 cosplay there. Exactly the same spot.
Fastest lap of the race from Etney, and here's why. He's in the slipstream, and he has DRS, and he's going to have a look down the inside into turn 1. He locks a brake, a little bit of contact as just tries to get it slowed down. Don't know whether he got any damage, but certainly at the moment Sergios has the advantage as they head up towards the Rogier chicane. Etney back in the slipstream once again. Sergios covers the inside. Etney goes to the right, which is the outside line, as they break for the chicane once again. Good stuff from Sergios. Manages to keep the position at least for now.
Getting Vance and
Briggy right across the chicane. Oh no!
5-second stop go penalty for corner cutting. Wow, you weren't supposed to do that. Effectively gaining himself 8 seconds.
Vance was in the middle of the road there. Briggy has to go to the outside as they go in towards the Ascari chicane. Vance is not going to give him it, but nicely done by Briggy. And he's having a good race this
trying to go for the revenge. Gloves and steering wheel almost getting into the way after he retired there. And Jason keeps the inside line and therefore gets to keep the position. Just about, saw the cops of the car at the side of the road.
Sorts of cars in turn 1. Vance hits the back of Tipsy Bob and just about manages to survive. He held the car up, he held onto the car. He was sideways all the way into the first corner there because he put his wheels on the grass, but does eventually manage to survive. But 2 Force India scrapping up ahead for P5 and 6 as well. So side by side heading down towards the Rogier chicane. Vance lying in wait behind the 2 of them. Still they are side by side heading into the chicane. Who's going to be later on the brakes? It's going to be Jason, at least for the time being.
Oh, Jason gets, I think, a wheel onto the gravel, and that makes Hudson
got a great run.
Not unable to go through. Vance can find the gap. It's a narrow track, so 2 cars. It's basically only 2 cars wide. So Vance didn't have a chance, but now he might get a good run. Jason will have DRS. They move alongside each other, so Vance will be forced to back off early and maybe go for a better exit out of Ascari to try something on the run towards Parabolica. I can definitely see something going
good
wrong
stuff. Good stuff.
And now Jason moves a bit to the side. He almost squeezed Vance.
He was just clear of Vance by the looks of it. And they are pretty wide now. And once again, we're seeing all sorts of fun and games between Jason and Vance.
And Vance slipped through, so Harter got pushed a bit there, and Jason moved to the inside. That was a bit resemblant of what happened before that crash in
Hungary. Yeah, they were 3 wide just for a second.
This time it went well for Vance going down the inside and taking the position. Nothing happens into turn 1, but now through Cova Grande with Vance on the soft tires against the mediums of Jason. He may be able to make a move. He is already alongside him in the braking zone. Later braking by Jason though. Wide run is run out of the bad. Second turn will be bad, and it was bad, and they made contact. Harzer also taking the position.
Yeah. As Harzer goes to the outside into turn 1 of Vance, he tries to brake late, but he can't quite brake late enough, didn't get it stopped in time. And in fact, he's going to be under pressure from his teammate once again. Vance with a little bit of breathing room. Oh no!
Oh no!
What a disaster for Michael. He was running P3 and he's going to have to pit, I think. You see Jason shoving the Haas out of the way.
And Vance gets out of Lesmo 2. He got onto the gravel, so J-Rox claims podium position 3, and he has started in P17, so J-Rox really a standout performance. Are faster out of Parabolica, so no counter move.
Vance!
And Jason breaks late! Oh, Jason just broke really late onto Speedy, and he takes the position down the inside.
So we're going to see Ocean Chief's Renault in the middle of the track. Oh, yeah, we are on the right hand side. That's exactly what happened. So, yeah, F's in chat for Ocean Chief, who's crashed with 2 laps to go, unfortunately. So Sergios crosses the line. He wins the race. Good stuff from Sergios.
We've seen that a lot in this season.
Etney comes across the line, finishes second place.
Right, here we go.
So, here we go indeed. We are live after that highlight clip that was very delightful and had a lot to do with the race we're about to watch. And I forgot that I was gonna take 6 minutes instead of 2 minutes like the usual highlight clips. And at some point it was minute 24, so I decided to just stick with it. Anyway, so we're here at Monza and we're 6 minutes into the qualifying session. We've already seen the first laps and we've also lost the first drivers. Ocean Chief has flip-flopped from "please do not make fun of me, I'm really bad at Monza" to "you can make fun of me", and that's why I'm gonna
he was on an out lap as well. He was letting Astro boys past. He was on an out lap. I think there's a curse between them two, because then Astro went through Ascari and binned it out of there. So Astro and Ocean are out of the session without setting a lap, so they'll be starting from the back.
That's pretty amazing. I love everything about that. I was gonna make fun of Ocean. Haha. There you go. Anyway, so it is Monza, and Monza always means lots of action, lots of overtaking, lots of overtakes. Timo getting into assault rage, the usual things. And Tier 2 was quite action-packed and chaotic and fun for some more than for some others, and I hope that we're gonna see the same for Tier 1.
I feel like the drivers have been very cautious so far, like just watching people through Ascari, knowing that Astro's gone already. Yeah. Julian early in 19.0, so first runs aren't too quick.
Oh, that is pretty quick.
Wow. Okay, but considering I've seen them do like 18.5s in practice.
Well, I mean, bankers are usually like that. At least you see, here you see a big component of Monza qualifying sessions, and there's just generally slipstreaming between teammates. Here that was
just all the racing points.
A big toe to his teammate Popo. He's still yet to get onto the board, so I imagine he bottled his first run and now needs to set a time, so he runs through Parabolica, is going to cross the line, and he's going to put it into P2! So it's a front row for the moment for Racing Point. 19.2, pretty quick time. I'd be happy if I got to do that. I imagine these guys will go a little bit quicker though. And we're gonna see just how much quicker in the next 10 minutes. So Wow is also in the session. He's in P5 and he's delivered recently. Well, the championship fight is shaping up to be a 2-horse race between the Williams of Copy and the Racing Point driver Julian.
Yes. Oh, just watching NJJ there starting his lap. Loses traction out of turn 2 at the first chicane. But I was going to say, someone to watch will be Danny. He has improved his qualifying performances massively recently. He got pole in the last race, I believe.
Julian spun out of Lesmo 2. And if he doesn't move quickly, he's potentially going to get disqualified. Because this game is very nice. So he moves his car a little bit to avoid disqualification. He's an absolute pro gamer, so he knows how that works.
Oh, NJJ losing it at the same time.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Oh, and you got, I think it's Jensen now coming on a lap behind him. Is it Jensen? Or is it either Haas? It might be Bryce.
Jensen is gonna go
Bryce.
for a lap. He's gonna go through Parabolica. And the question is, can he improve his time so far as a 19.5? And now this is gonna be P2 on a 19.1. It's a really good time, improves by 0.4 of a second. And
Copy as well is up by 0.2. He's going to take pole.
Oh,
he got slipstreams from Julian. And now who's he getting it from? He's getting it from the Renault. No, it's the Haas. The Haas of Bryce. So Bryce in as a reserve. Let's see where Copy can put his Williams car. Can he put it on pole? No, he's going to go to the
pit lane. Maybe made a mistake early on in the lap.
Icewind.
We didn't see.
18.8.
Yeah, not bad for a tier 2 driver. Anyway, so Icewind puts it into the 18th. Into the 18s. He's the first to go sub 19s, and that is very, very commendable. Really good lap from Icewind, and that's gonna put him into a decent position for the race, no matter how much he does improve.
Up by 0.4 to put in P8. So the top 5, the top 4 really is very close. It's sort of the gaps drop off as you go down the field at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that as Pretorius is going to come across the line. What's he going to do? It'll be a 19.4, but it's in P6 for the moment.
We saw the Mercedes were really, really strong last time out in Spa. I think they locked out the front row, if I'm not mistaken. And this time, Pretorius 6th and seems to be struggling, and Astro Boys crashed out of Ascari. And so, looks like this is gonna be a harder time, especially because Pretorius, of course, does not have a teammate that's gonna give him slipstream now. That's a disadvantage at Monza. And he's not gonna be too pleased with that. Neither will Astro be, obviously. So I think it was, wow. Flashing through the screen. Yeah, what I was gonna say is that the championship fight looks like it's gonna be between Copy and Julian. There's a 6-point gap in the favor of Copy, but Julian's not attended last race and throwing away the championship lead through that because his PC had to be fixed. So Julian seemed to have the upper hand before that. Now I did some maths and I came to the conclusion that technically WoW could still win the championship if he won every race from now on. Then he would be guaranteed to win the championship, but that's of course a long shot. I'm just saying that mathematically he can still win out of his own power. He does not require the others to fail for his own success, and that is very, very good for him.
Yeah, so he could be out of the championship today then if he doesn't win, is that correct?
Well, he could, no, I mean just, I'm just counting if he can still win it by winning every race and the others coming second every race, so we don't have a dynamic where the others have to make mistakes for him to be able to catch up. But right now, if he plays it perfectly and the others play perfectly as well, but not quite as good as him, then he still gets to win with no questions asked, no circumstances. And realistically, he won't win all remaining races, but it is definitely like the time he's putting in and the good results he's been getting recently, they are not for nothing. He still has a shot, don't count him out. Even though I personally think it's going to be copying Julian Gonzo.
Yeah. Danny Co put it P2. Popo's on the lap as well. Let's see if he can get a sub 18 time. Coming up to the sector, he's only up by 0.2, so 1.7. Let's see if he can make the difference. In the exit of the Ascari, he's invalidated there.
Has he?
Yeah, it came up red on the mini-map for me.
For me it didn't. Well, I
trust
your mini-map then as WoW. I just talked about him, now he's put it in P3 with an 18.9, so I expect every one of the Quake boys to get an 18 done at some point.
Copies was improving by 0.3, but invalidated.
Abandons again. So, yeah, Copy needs to get off. Yeah, he needs to get up here. He's in P7. That's not enough, of course. Monza is one of the tracks where overtaking isn't too hard with all the Slipstreaming and DRS, but then again, there's gonna be DRS trains, and if cars ahead of you also have DRS, then it's a whole different game, and right now he risks getting stuck behind Jensen Popo, which, I mean, they are very quick, so getting stuck behind them is a problem. You can't just drive past them.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like anyone's on a lap at the moment. Max Splitzers. He's just, I think he's just finished a lap there.
He has.
Wow, he's about to start it. Julian's.
I don't know if he... Can you check, just because I want to know, did Max actually get the point for last week, or did he not?
I will have a look. Julian's on a lap as well. To keep an eye on
I'm
that.
gonna check that. Julian very conservative and Roger there.
No, Max got P11 last week.
Ah, that's...
What, was there a penalty situation there, or what was happening?
He got some ridiculous 10-second penalty, I think, and the safety car, and he hoped that it was going to be taken off, but I assumed it wasn't. But I just wanted to know, because we had him on here, and Tipsy commended him for his perseverance anyways. So he's still trying, and I mean, Monza has got some surprises sometimes. If Max can put it together, then you might see him getting a point. It will be interesting to see. So Julian, I've actually not looked at the splits because it's on a...
Yeah, he was up 1/10 as he came across the line. So he puts it 89 P3. So Iceman's looking quite good at the moment.
Yeah.
Surviving all the shots coming at him, as it were.
Yeah, when I saw that Iceman time, I imagined, like, I mean, yeah, that's good and all, but that's gonna be bested. But right now, he's still standing atop of all of them. Julian is gonna... I think Julian is harvesting right now to get one final run done on these softs, which would put a lot of wear in them. I don't actually know if you want to do that. Maybe it's just a sim lap, but Julian is probably not too pleased with a P3.
Jensen trying to gain some more time by going very aggressively over the entry curb there into the second chicane. Coming through the second Lesnamo now onto the back straight. Trying to get DRS as early as possible, obviously, and going into overtake because it's optimal here to get good acceleration. Coming down through Ascari, what's his split going to be? It's going to be almost up by half a tenth.
And that is not invalid for me, at least.
No, it's not. He loses on the exit.
Yeah, a little bit of a slide. Maybe he can... I mean, I imagine he can improve, but that Ascari looked a little bit sloppy. Parabolica looked good though, he really managed to throw that in there. Now he needs to be tight on the exit. Can Jensen improve off of 5th? I doubt it's going to be enough for a while, but it is actually not.
He improves by a tenth. Oh, not even a tenth.
900th of a second. Nice 89 in the times though. Good job. So he stays in 5th, and that's going to make it harder for Pretorius to involuntarily give some slipstream to Popo Gamer, as Iceman and Julian decide that they're not gonna be doing another lap as Popo runs really wide, and I imagine that might have cost him some time. P6 it is now, but P5, so he puts it between Wow and Jensen, doesn't quite manage to go into the 18s. But what does Copy do? Because Copy's in a really bad situation right now. He's still in 8th, and now he's gonna start his lap, and I suppose I will follow him. Look at what the Czech driver, the Season 2 champion, can do.
Yeah, so Danny and Wow starting a lap as well. All three of them practically on the same straight, so they'll be following each other.
Yeah, but there's a respectable gap, so I don't think Slipstream is going to be in effect between those. So
NJJ improves up to P10, so that's the highest he'll start this afternoon. Bant's on a lap up by 4/10, which would put him P10, and he's put it in the wall at the end of Ascari. A massive moment of understeer, just went into the gravel. So he won't be starting any higher than 13th. Let's see what Tipsy can do as he comes across the line.
It's a shame.
He can improve to 14th place.
Vance actually did like 3 laps of practice. No, that's not true. He did like 30, which is a lot of practice for Vance. And
But Danny is up by 3/10. Sorry to
3/10.
speak over you there. That's what it says here. So we'll see if that's true when it comes into Parabolica.
I doubt that that's wrong. I mean, so Copy's going to be the first of the 3 to cross the line. 19.1, that's not enough. That's only P7. Danny Kogo.
Yeah, it's true. 18.5.
Insane.
18.5.
And
So he's had pole by 4/10 again.
Where's
He said he
Wow?
was one to watch. He definitely was.
Where's Wow? Where did he put it?
I don't think Wow improved.
Yeah, he's still in 4th. So, yeah, I mean, that was a huge
Okay,
time.
Icewind improved. Wait, so it says on my screen 18.5, Icewind 18.8, and then, yeah, okay. So, he got pole by 2.2
Yeah.
nearly 3.
Yeah.
So that's it's a very good lap from Danny.
Yeah,
He said he was one to watch.
Second consecutive pole and also second overall pole. He's got his first pole last time out, and now he's going to get a second chance after he had that unfortunate incident in bus stop where he accidentally cut the chicane and got a 5-second penalty, putting him out of contention completely for that race. Now he's going to get a second chance to prove himself, and no offense to Iceman, but I think Iceman is probably... to be fair, Iceman out-qualified Julian, so that statement's not fair, but Danny has still got some breathing room to the likes of Julian and Wow is what I was going to say, but maybe I'm just underestimating Iceman here.
Yeah, I mean, pole is not really the track you want to be on pole, really, because people, as soon as DRS is enabled, if they're going to stay with 1 second for the first 3 laps, they're just going to breeze past you. So I think it might be quite a big train for the first few laps before the pit stops, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Weather's dry, by the way, even though the weather looked overcast for quite some time, or generally in quali and now in the race as well. So, but no worries, it's not gonna rain according to the game. So, I mean, you know, that's as certain as it gets, I guess. So, I'm gonna go for the formation lap here, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting dynamic at the front. Can Danico clear Icewind by a second in 3 laps? It's a hard task, but, I mean, it is possible. Hugo's joined us late, by the way, so he's going to come from 20th on the grid, behind Astro and Ocean, and he's going to have a fun time, because Monza is totally not infamous for having huge pile-ups in turn 1, in real life and in the sim. I'm just thinking back to that Assetto Corsa start and to every time we entered it in Tier 2 and just got a little bit of PTSD there.
So there are some drivers at the back of the field opting to go on the medium, see if they can make a long first stint, go into the softs at the end of the race and make up some positions maybe. We'll have to see how that works out with safety cars. But Icewind is looking in a good position actually, P2. He can challenge Danny off the line, he can... maybe be on for another win. Let's see.
It's gonna be interesting also for the guys on the back. Like my personal evaluation and after qualifying in Tier 2, I think I was like P12 or something, was or P14. Do I want mediums? Because if there's gonna be a safety car, then I'm gonna be screwed because hards are just terrible. So you give away that free pit stop, which is what I did in Sorel Spa, so I decided to go to the softs, but then the mediums are also an advantage because you can stay with the DRS train relatively easily. So you kind of get dragged along, and then when you have the softs, everyone else is on mediums, you just go past them. So I guess the medium runners are gonna be those to watch out for the second half of the race, and they're gonna be the ones that might make a surprise appearance in the top 7, 6, something like that. But if a safety car is gonna screw that strategy over, then they're basically done for. It's a little bit risky, but if you don't manage to qualify in the top 10, maybe you need to take a gamble. So I get why they did it.
Yeah, as they're forming up on the grid here, 2 racing points behind one another. But it's Danico on pole, and he'll lead the field away as they go towards turn 1.
And, yeah, the question is there going to be a pile-up? Hopefully not. And can Iceman, or maybe even Julian and Wow, challenge Danico two-time pole sitter into turn 1. It's the Ferrari on pole in Monza, and we've got ourselves 5 red lights. And we go green, so still a terrible camera angle. It looks like Danny's got a very good start. Wow is already on the back of Iceman. Iceman actually gets swamped. He's already behind one of the racing points and the Renault. Danny leads into turn 1. Julian and Wow are going side by side. Iceman down to P4, and Wow keeps ahead of Julian, so he's made 2 positions. Julian keeps his position. Iceman drops 2. Popo Gamer is still in 5th. Copy has jumped someone off the start. He's in P6. But Danny Kerr leads by 3 tenths, and now he's already got the roaring cars of Wow and Julian at his back. Also,
he goes wrong. Wow is trying to look around the outside. He's not going to make the move there, but it looks like Julian is really impatient to get past Wow. What's going to happen on the back straight? But yeah, Danny got on the gravel on the exit, that second chicane.
Yeah, almost a time to strike for Wow there, but not quite. So now Danny gets to be ahead by like 3 tenths of a second. So slipstream is a thing, but Wow, every time he is gonna go for something, he has to look into his mirror as well, because Julian is there. And now Julian, really good run through Ascari. You see that on board, by the way, the rest of the field completely without an incident, so kudos to them. Nice job. Slipstream Snake, Draft Snake, Oh, Danny Cole breaks himself into Parabolic, and that gives the lead over to Wow. Can he maybe get a good run? But I don't think he can, so now Julian is gonna make it 2 in 1 corner. And he's gonna overtake Danny here, I imagine. Are we actually gonna get 3 wide? It is 3 wide. No, it's 2 wide.
He tried to go down the middle there.
Oh,
yeah, that was wise to back out. Is Danny going to take the lead back into turn 1? Yes, he is. Wow has left the space.
Very good stuff.
And the order is
very good stuff. Amazing start from Yugos, by the way. He's in P13. That's insane. Astro is still struggling at the back of the grid, so he didn't really jump anywhere. I don't see anyone having a rapid movement, so this looks like a very clean start. That's not too usual, but now Wow gets a really bad run out of Roja. Now we're gonna head into Lesmo 1. Julian on the inside of Wow, and Wow keeps
all this fighting, all this fighting's allowed Popo and Icewind to catch up. So the train is very much here until Garriock. So it's a 9-car train at the moment for the lead battle. But Danico looks like he's pulled away on that straight. So 5 tenths is the gap ahead, as Icewind maybe looks to be closer to Julian than Julian is to Wow. Wow looked like he extended that exit of Scary there. Maybe got a warning, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, as you said, we've got the train of 9 cars up front as we cross the line for the last time before we get DRS, and this is shaping up to be an absolute thriller of a race if they can hang on.
Popo on Icewind, sorry, but he's going to go around the outside, trying to brake later than Icewind into turn 1. Let's see if he can make the move stick. Icewind is going to keep fighting the position, but he's going to have to give that up on the exit. Popo up into P4. Let's see if he can challenge his teammate.
Very nice job indeed. It's going to be useful to Julian, because I don't think he's going to attack him. Julian, obviously being in the championship fight, Popo has played teammates in qualifying before, and I imagine that he is gonna be a little bit of a rear gunner in this situation, so Julian has the advantage of a teammate in the top spots. Meanwhile, Wow's and Danny's teammates are nowhere to be seen yet.
Yeah, it looks like Danny's used most of his ERS trying to pull away from Wow and Julian. He's on 43%, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
It also looks like the top 3 have cleared Popo and Icewind, so... Oh no! Wow
Wow's gone!
He's thrown it all away! In Ascari lap 3 already, and we've lost the Renault. And he's down into, well, completely out of contention. So now Julian and Danny are left up front, and actually Danny's out of Julian's out of DRS. Or is he? Yes, he is.
He is. He's still gaining on slipstream.
This is so close.
Icewind and Popo! Icewind's got past Popo. Something must have happened with Popo there, because Icewind was about 4 tenths behind as they went onto the straight. So Icewind back up into P3, gifted that from Wow also. Podium as well, now pits for mediums, I assume he'd be going on to. But that's not a good mistake to make, especially this early in the race.
Yeah, so this is terrible in the championship for WoW, because I mean...
Icewind's gone into the gravel, and Popo was really close.
That's Light Cruiser!
Light Cruiser!
What has happened? He's gone onto the gravel and now he's going to try and rejoin the circuit in some safe manner. He does, I think, yeah. So
Q goes up to P9 as well.
yeah,
In all that carnage.
insane start from him. Really good. A little bit of a wiggle in the back from overspeed. And Julian definitely close enough.
Safety
and there
car,
goes the
safety car.
There goes
Yeah.
the safety
So
car.
Icewind had the run there on Popo, who was looking to get past from the exit. He got to back out. Are they going to pit for mediums? Let's see what they do. I don't know. Is it the time? This is going to bring WoW back into the race.
Pitting in lap 4 for mediums does not work. I did that.
98% tire
I
wear.
had 98% tire. Well, my tire actually popped between the.
Julian's gone. Julian's gone in. Julian's gone
He's
in.
going for hards.
Icewind as well. So yeah, lots of people are coming in.
I think they're going for hards because maybe I'm just terrible at tire saving. That's entirely possible. No, they're going for hards. So mediums are not able to do this much of the race distance, and that's going to be interesting now. If there's going to be like a safety car later on, all these drivers are going to be at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah,
But
well, Jensen and Hugos have gone on to mediums.
that's so weird. Why did
And WoW, when he pitted, he went on to softs. So WoW's at the back of the field on fresh softs. It's going to be interesting to see him coming through the field if he can get through cleanly.
Wait, he's pitted early. He hasn't pitted under safety car. Yeah.
No. WoW pitted after he got damage from his spin. He's on softs, so
I
that's
think I
gonna
would have pitted again. I mean, now he's one pit stop down on everyone. I don't think that's worth it. Like, I would have pitted again to be able to go through the field on the hards. I mean, he's a really quick guy. And you also have all these medium runners. I said it, I mean, this was what I feared in the Tier 2 race. It didn't happen there, but it happened here. So now all the medium runners might be up some places. Gary in the third, Vance in fourth, but they have to pit again and the others don't.
And yeah, Nebu making me realise actually Ocean's in P5. He's not pitted yet, but still P5. He's ahead of Max and Tipsy on track in a net position, so if there's another safety car, it could work out very well for Ocean, but he's got Julian and Copy behind him. Going to be trying to get past Ocean as quick as they can.
Yeah. He's gonna rub his eyes. How did I get here? Help. I don't belong here. So, and now he pits, actually.
So who's... Yeah.
Uses
I think that's the right decision.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I personally, well, I mean, now it's too late for Danny and Popo, but I think they made a huge mistake. That's, oh, Lycris, why do you get penalties on the safety car? Lycris, what are you doing? At least he didn't get slapped with
classic. That's the sort of thing I would do.
penalties?
When I'm in P5, that's the sort of thing I would do.
I was gonna ask, how do you get penalties on the safety car?
Well,
But I did as
if
well,
you
in
cut the
past.
corner the tiniest amount into safety car,
Yeah.
it gives you a penalty.
Yeah, it's quite dumb actually. Like, why does it do that? It's the moment when you don't gain any time. I mean, yeah, it caught me off in Hungary as well. Like, I got a penalty there because I wanted to catch up to the group. I remember doing that in Mexico last season, just not doing the stadium section at all, just driving across to catch up to the safety car queue. Of course, didn't get a penalty or anything, so I wanted to do it again in Hungary, cut the chicane, 5 seconds. I was very confused. Was it Hungary? No, it was Canada, but it doesn't matter anyway. So I wonder if the safety car is going to come in this lap. We're approaching the Sector 3 split line, so we're going to find out. But Lycris is about to catch up to the pack.
Yeah, but Popo and Danny didn't pit. I just think that's the wrong decision.
Same. But now it's too late. And it was too late last lap either. They would have... I mean, they had to know it first lap. I imagine, like first lap of the safety car, I imagine Popo didn't pit because he didn't want Julian to get into his face. On the pit stops would have thrown him far behind, but I think this is even worse. So, probably the wrong call. And Danny, after the terrible fate he suffered in Bahrain in Belgium, is, I think, has potentially thrown another win away. But now, He's gonna go through Parabolic, and it looks like he got a really good start. He gets very sideways, so that's maybe gonna compromise his run onto the start-finish line. So we got Popo. He doesn't have DRS, of course, for the first 3 laps of this safety car restart. And now in overtake, he's getting really close. Slipstream is set in. So now maybe we're gonna see a change of lead into turn 1. No, Popo doesn't go for it. So everything's fine there. Let's look down the grid. We see Iceman and Jensen. They're shoving each other over the curbs in the first chicane. It looks like Iceman has come out on top, even though he's on hards, and they are gonna have worse traction than the medium tires. I don't think they're gonna go to the end on mediums.
Popo had the run there on Danny, looking to go down the inside of the chicane, backed out very wisely, but coming into their Lesmos, let's see if he can make something.
Vance made a huge mistake then. That's allowed Julian to get a position for free. And that's exactly what Julian wants now, because he's copy.
Vance is fighting it.
Oh, he's fighting it! There's a little bit of contact that's going to allow Copy to slip through. The championship leaders are going to trade positions here, and Copy slips through because Vance hold Julian up, and Julian's going to be steaming in that cockpit, and they're actually fighting for position because both of them are on the same strategy. So this has actually thrown Copy right back into the challenge.
Julian's going to come back. He's tried to get the exit there, but Copy sort of parked it, really, coming into Parabolic.
Oh, the DRS mind games, but there's no DRS yet. I don't know, man. There's no DRS.
And Copy would have it from Vance anyway.
Yeah, also Max Speltz and Pretorius are fighting through Parabolic at 59.
Jensen and Icewind into turn 1, round 2. Let's see if Jensen can use the advantage.
Up ahead, actually, we see Julian and Copy, and Julian has made the pass. So now, and also Jensen is through, so two traded positions, and Astro Boy has left the session. So that's weird. I guess his PC died. It's a shame.
I think it was after a massive dive bomb. Literally into turn 1, he overtook Bryce and Wow in the same corner, I thought. But let's keep our eyes up ahead as Popo still on the back of Danny.
Yeah, the two of them managed to get away a little bit. We've got yellows. Someone spun there. That's Bryce Evolution in Roja, where Vettel spun 2 years ago, I think. And yeah, so now he needs something to happen if he wants to get back to the pack. Bascadini and Max Spills into Ascari. Max Spills actually in P11, so very close to points, but what a move from Bascadini, and he goes into his side. Astro rejoins the session. Max Spills drops a position, and NJJ is gonna try it. Julian very close on Vance.
Yeah.
And
again, Jensen on Copy right behind him as well.
Yeah,
DRS is enabled now, so yeah, I think Jensen is going to get Copy here. Can Julian go round the outside of Vance on these fresh hard tyres? He can. Let's hope Vance doesn't fight this again. He stays behind for now. Yeah. But yeah, Copy got passed by Jensen. We think we missed that, did we?
No, I was running on what happened right there.
I missed that.
That's fine. So I was taking a nice seat on board with Jensen, so I saw both of the overtakes as Gary completely misses the chicane and pays the price for it. Also, Jensen slips on traction, almost goes into the wall. So that is the place is handed back to Copy and Icewind. And
yeah, and Wow's race is getting worse. He's stuck in traffic and he's got a penalty.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's gonna struggle. He's tipsy behind him. NJJ with a little bit of a mistake, and Wow gets a free position. DRS is enabled for him. Up front, maybe the DRS could shake up the fight. We've got Danny and Popo. I imagine both on softs, and both tires are gonna die soon.
Gary looks like he's helping the top two here. He's holding up the pack, and if they can get away, then the strategy might not be such a bad decision. But Danny decides to pit now, so to avoid the undercut from Popo, he comes into the pits. He's going to come up behind all his rivals, so I don't think it was the correct strategy.
To be fair, I mean, I didn't run
Copy on Vance down the inside. Very late dive from him. He's going to try and get a switch back on the exit. He hangs it round the outside, bit of wheel banging. He will have the inside into Curva Grande. Is he going to get the move done? Yes, he is. Icewind behind Vance, looking to the inside here. This is going to be a great move if he can pull it off. He does. He gets ahead, and he almost gets Copy as well. So that's a brilliant move. Jensen gets Bance as well. So Bance is about to lose 3 positions in the first sector. And that is not a good sector for Bance. 3 positions lost, but brilliant overtaking.
Yeah, they all made their way through really cleanly, and also very good action, also fair play to Bance, like it was clean and respectful. So Julian's very close to Gary. I imagine he's gonna pick Gary off while Popo will probably pit in this lap. So
yeah, Julian looks to have checked out from copy at the moment.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
So,
I have a feeling Copy just doesn't have the pace here right now.
yeah, Danny Coe's come out at the back of the field.
Yeah.
Right at the back. So Popo now pits, so let's see if he comes out behind. But Julian looking to take the lead of this race back. He has to back off as Gary defends this position into turn 1. So if there is a late safety car, Gary Ock is on the mediums. He will get lots of positions.
Yeah, he's put himself into a good place there. But I mean, maybe it's also gonna be unfortunate because I mean it's been unfortunate because the safety car, he couldn't utilize it. It's not good. Bance with a penalty. The thing about Danny and Popo is I don't know. I mean the hards. I've been told the hards are terrible here, and the problem is I don't think they're terrible enough to warrant to give Danny a 20-second edge over them on race pace as Julian goes past Gary here. Expected move on the DRS. Not much special to it. And Jensen's really quick on his feet today. But he's also on mediums, but still, I mean, he's doing good work. And I wonder if he can drag them to the end. And Danny gets a penalty. That's not good, obviously.
Jensen very close. Gets alongside Copy before the DRS isn't even opened. So it's an easy move for him. He won't be fighting down to turn 1.
A bit of a poor acceleration out there because he had one wheel on the grass. The Copy is still passed by him though. And Tipsy's dropped 2 positions actually and gets squeezed by overspeed there. A little bit of wheel banging, but no one takes damage or anything similar to that.
Astro is back in his car. He's overtaken Ocean Chief, so up into P16. Not a good race from him so far, obviously. Starting at the back is always going to be difficult. Yeah, so Julian isn't pulling away from Gary as quick as I would expect here, so it's going to be crucial for Jensen to get past Gary if he wants to challenge Julian whilst his mediums are still fresh. And another driver we haven't mentioned is Pretorius, and Hugo's actually is up in P7 with 2 cars ahead yet to pit, so he's up into P5 from the back of the grid already. It's a very good performance from him. Let's see as we go further down the grid what moves might be made. So he'll file into turn 1. Jensen very close to Gary, looking to get that P2, and Gary very close to Julian still. So he's holding on in his medium tyres. Jensen will want to get past as soon as possible.
I wonder if that's a little bit of an indicator of the pace difference. I mean, it's fair to say that Julian is a quicker driver than Gary, and still Gary gets to hold on here, even though he's got. I mean, his mediums are only 4 laps older, but
yeah. Look at this. I don't know if this is a glitch on my screen, but Gary is missing a piece of his front wing, and it's like stuck in the middle of his car on the front. So if you go on board, you can see a bit sticking out. Maybe it's just on my screen.
No, I think that's
probably is.
Or
is it just bodywork?
Wait, I need to. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but NJJ's got. Anyway, so it's.
Oh yeah, NJJ's got the same.
It's the nose shape of the Red Bull.
Go that.
I know that feeling. It's like and you suddenly notice something that's been there all the time, but it's suddenly it's visible, like your nose in this moment. So Jensen, oh wow, gets a penalty while heading into the pits. Jensen is not able to do anything on Gary because Gary's got the slipstream and the DRS.
Got the traction though.
A really poor run from Gary and a really good one from Jensen, so he manages to get through in Cova Grande. And that is P2 for the Dutchman. Now we've actually got a Dutch 1-2, and I wonder if Jensen has got if he's got the means to fight Julian for that P1. I mean, he wants to save tires, of course, because his mediums are going to drop off at some point. But then again, he's got the tire advantage to challenge Julian for now. So might as well try and get in front, I guess.
Yeah. Whilst his tyres are still fresh, make use of them, of course. Much more committed than Julian there into the entry of Ascari. He's pushing, you can see on his inputs, he's pushing to get close to Julian. Maybe he might make the move on the start-finish straight, but we'll have to see. He's very low on ERS though.
In the meantime, Ocean Chief and Pope are actually fighting. Ocean Chief had been passed early, but now he's tried to repass him onto the back straight. So Popo is not having the greatest of times in the back of the grid, as now Bryce Evolution is gonna try and overtake him. Tipsy Bob and Astro Boys are trading positions, and Vance has dropped 2. So as Astro, Danny gets 2 positions. He gets past Tipsy and Astro. And what is going on there?
Hugo's and Pretorius. Hugo's pushed Pretorius off on the exit there. They nearly had a collision. Well, they did, but they nearly span out, and now Vance. Vance has got past.
Oh god! Danny, Astro, and Tipsy traded positions way too much for my brain to comprehend there. Also with whatever happened between Yugos and Vance. Very overwhelming anyway. So, yeah, Danny Co has made a good pass here. He's now up into P13, but for the pole sitter, that's of course, you know, not what he had hoped for. He's got a whole bunch of hard runners ahead of him, which he wants, or that he wants to pass in the course of this race. But I wonder if he can do it. Julian really, Jensen really close to Julian. Going through parabolic, I almost expect a move to happen here, or Jensen's just gonna drain battery, but for that, his ERS usage through parabolic has been way too aggressive, and now he goes for the move, and I imagine, yeah, that's an easy one, because Julian is in 0 ERS, and he just wants to harvest.
Yeah, he knows that Jensen's tyres will go off towards the end of the race, being on those medium tyres, but Gary, a 5-second penalty for gaining 1 place. He didn't gain a place though, did he?
Cool. What the? Okay. Oh, someone's off! That's Hugo! Hugo's off in turn 1, whilst it's the fastest lap time, and something has happened to Hugo. He's been in that fight with Vance and Pretorius, and he comes off worst. So, yeah, that's really not what he hoped for. Pretorius is still stuck behind Vance, by the way. So, Vance driving a really, really wide car, as we're used from it. Yeah, we're used from him that he is good at defending, but Pretorius would certainly hope that it's not that way.
Yeah, it's proving difficult for these 3 cars locked in battle here, Gary, Copy and Icewind, to make any moves because of the DRS train they are in. Danny on overspeed, looks very close indeed. He's going around the outside of Sky. This will be a brilliant move if he can make it. He does. Overspeed backs off a bit, but good commitment from Danny to make that move stick.
Oh, Copy!
As Copy! Gary!
There's
Gary in there.
First one, same track. So eyes always peeled at the timing tower, and if someone drops 2 positions, you prepare to write a death speech. So...
Yeah, I think Julian just needs to stick on the back of Jensen here with DRS, save ERS.
Yeah.
Jensen very low on 16%. His tyres will go off towards the end of the race, and Julian will have the advantage. So I think it's wise for Julian to just stick back here for now, unless he has the pace to pull away.
I think he agrees with you. But I think as soon as he's gonna hit 100%, he's probably gonna try and trying to take the lead again and pull away a little just to be safe. I think Jensen also has a penalty, but I'm not certain.
I will have a look. Yeah, he has one penalty.
So that's gonna come back to hurt him in the later stages of the race. Iceman has driven a really good race after a really good qualifying, and he's still up there fighting for the podium and being a little bit of an inconvenience to copy. Because
Danico looking to make up another position here on NJJ. Gets the exit through Ascari. Looking to the outside of Parabolica. Should be a brilliant move if he can make it. We've seen his commitment so far in this race, and he does. He goes all the way around the outside. Brilliant move there. And you've got Overspeed and Astro Boys right behind them. So let's see if Astro can make up a position into turn 1.
He's in the slipstream of NJJ, and he looks like he's coming close, and he sees the gap.
Oh.
Danny with a little bit of a lunge on Light Cruiser, but nothing happens there, which is better. Bryce Evolution drops 2 positions, and that was on the main straight with Ocean and Gary both on DRS, getting past the Haas driver. He's also, I think this is his debut in SLR, certainly in Tier 1, and he's doing he's in P17, but
Astro went off at the second chicane. Really comes back on into Overspeed.
Oh, that's not good.
So I was just watching Danny, and I just saw this car in the background fly off.
Unfortunately, the Max Spills is probably not gonna get points today. He's pitted again, and he is way off the back. Also,
Julian's committed, sorry. He's in overtake mode on the DRS, and no doubt Rich
lost someone Overspeed and Ascari. We can't look, sorry. Julian takes the lead of the race here. Not much Jensen could do because he's been drained off all ERS over the past laps in the superior traction of the mediums. Doesn't save him this time, so P1 for Julian. He looks set to win this race. For now, Copy is still in P2, which would be good for him, and he'd only drop the championship lead by 1 point if he holds on to this. Danny, nice move up into P8. He's really slicing through the order, but the problem is there's a huge gap between Pretorius and Icewind, and I don't think Danny can close that, especially if he's gonna get re-overtaken by Light Cruiser here. But it doesn't happen. Actually, Danny and Light Cruiser know each other really well around this track. Oh, and JJ a little bit in the background. They've fought out who gets to drive for EGL or EGL for SLR.
Oh, Jensen had a moment there in Ascari, he nearly lost it. So yeah, the top 4 have checked out really. It's a 2-horse battle out in front at the moment. Overspeed's gone.
Lesmo too. And he's facing the wrong way.
Danico, another
penalty. I think it's the second, but might as well be the third. But I know it's at least the second, and 5 seconds to
Jensen looked for a move into turn 1, got cut off there by Julian.
Fair play. I don't know why Jensen would even burn the hours to try and overtake Julian. He's got 10%.
What's this? Is this wow?
Oh wow, it's spun! A Parabolica! So everything goes wrong for him once again. And terrible race for him. He's usually been like a little bit of a coin flip. Either he wins or he finishes very far off the win, like in Australia where he led and then spun. And this is going to be another example.
Oh, Jensen nearly losing it on the exit of the second Lesmo there. You do not want to put it in the wall like Kirst did. If you're watching Kirst.
Oh dear, too soon, Joe. Too soon. Also for you, didn't you crash into him after that?
No, I didn't. It was Inferno Koi. I managed to dodge him by like 2 millimeters.
Oh, right, the Inferno crash was a thing. Yeah, bless his soul. He's not been very lucky.
Someone who is lucky at the moment is Icewind with the DRS. Why is Jensen pitting?
Jensen pits. Well, I assume he's accepted the fact that mediums don't make the end, and has gone into the pits for that. So out of P2 he goes, and he's gonna come out ahead of Danny Bascadinho. Ahead of No, not ahead of him.
No, Danny's got
So,
past him.
He is in
So, yeah, he's way
P10,
down.
maybe P11, because there's Astro Boys breezing past. So Jensen out of the points actually. Good lap from Bans, but he's on fresh soft. So no points for Jensen as of now. With the softs he's gonna get through at least 3 positions here. And now Danny, after having passed Light Cruiser early on, passes Light Cruiser's teammate Bascadinho into P6. And the hunt continues. I imagine he's gonna get Yugos as well, because he's gonna have to pit, and maybe
Jensen and Astro.
maybe Pretorius. But the move is done. Maybe he'll also get Pretorius, but I don't think Danny will go further. I think the podium is out of the picture.
Yeah.
So Icewind is really... Oh, Jensen, another penalty. Icewind's really close to Copy, and he could take 3 points off of Copy here. And it looks like he wants to. Both of them are harvesting, because Icewind has just made that move stick while staying in engine mode 0. And it still looked like a super easy move. So Copy certainly harvested as well. And that is a trade for P2.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to close in ahead. I think the gap's too big to close. But we'll have to wait and see. If he's not fought by Copy, he may be able to close in.
Light Cruiser and JJ are fighting it out. Oh, a little bit of a tap between Light Cruiser and Jensen. And that's gonna go side by side.
Oh, no, Jensen's got off!
Oh no, Astro Boys!
Surely it's a safety car. This isn't a safety car. I don't know what is.
It is a safety car, and that is huge! Oh my god, what a massive crash, and Astro completely unlucky, gets caught off there. And that looked like disaster from the moment they got tangled up with each other, and then it all goes wrong.
Will we see people pit? Will we see the leaders pit for softs?
I think we might. Because
Copy surely will. He's got the gap to Pretorius, easy to pit. So
Yeah.
Copy can have a 3 pit stop here.
And then Julian and Iceman of course have to pit as well. Because
Yeah.
if they don't,
So,
then they're
Julian's in, Icewind's in,
Copy.
Copy's in.
A nice reactionary pit stop, Copy. Let's hope he's getting the right time.
See what Pretorius, I think Pretorius will stay out. Will he take the lead? I think he will if he stays out. What's he going to do? He's going to come in also.
Pit.
I think everyone's going to come in. What's Hugo's going to do? Is he going to...
Certainly, because
Is anyone going to take the risk? Is anyone going to take the risk? Everyone's coming in. What's this about?
I think someone...
Literally everyone.
I think someone at the back will probably like stay out because...
Look, all the way... Gary's staying out.
If I was like NJJ or yeah, I don't know, Popo maybe? Yeah, Popo's also pitting. Literally no one. I hope Ocean? No, Ocean's also pitting. This is funny. Ha. Oh wow. Oh no. Yeah, I personally, if I was like NJJ or Ocean Chief or someone, I would have stayed up because it gets you up like 10 positions. And I doubt that you're gonna lose like 10 places over the course of 3 laps.
Wow.
Especially with all the... I mean, the engines will overheat completely. And, well, you're of course gonna lose like some places. But, I don't know. I would have taken the risk, I think. But I'm also notorious for making bad strategy calls when it comes to late game safety cars, so what do I know?
Yeah, well, if I were Pretorius, I would have stayed out and taken the lead. But obviously that's his decision. Icewind now is going to be very close to Julian. He's going to have the DRS, so maybe if he can get a good restart, stay with Julian. After 3 laps, the DRS will be enabled, and he may be able to make a move for the lead. It's be interesting.
This has played out so well for Bance and Gary. They were running the off strategy because they were on mediums. Oh, someone's lost his front wing! And that's Basket or NJJ. I saw that bouncing in the background, and there's a penalty for NJJ. Maybe getting taken off, I don't know. I didn't see the crash. But that is terrible for him. And that's going to give Yugos and Popo an easy time to go past here. got, well, we've got, I think, 3 laps of green flag racing in this one. Overspeed and Max Spills will be very desperate to catch up to the field. I do not know if they can do it. I don't think they can do it. NJJ pits to Rosa's front wing. I guess, you know, maybe I would have stayed out. I don't know. Astro's left the session, of course, because he's crashed out. Astro was actually the first retirement. I didn't even notice that. We didn't have a retirement until that massive crash.
So was it Astro going into Jensen that caused Jensen to retire as well? Or did Jensen retire before Astro?
I think both lost their tires, like, because Astro, well, Jensen spun and then he went off and Astro tried to avoid it by going off track and then he went right into the car. It was terribly unlucky.
Yeah, so the person who caused all this, well, debatably, was Light Cruiser. He's still in the race. Was it Light Cruiser or was it Bascadinho? It was one of the McLarens, I can't remember.
It was Light Cruiser with Jensen, and I don't know who of them is at fault. My instinct would tell me probably Light Cruiser, but you know, I don't know. Like, I just saw it flashing on screen for like half a second and I was shouting over it, so what do I know? But to me it looked like Light Cruiser cut Jensen off and that sent Jensen spinning, but maybe Jensen just stuck his nose.
The safety car is in the slap, is it?
I
think Max and Overspeed will catch up.
I think we're gonna get only 2 laps, because I didn't see the message pop up. Or was it me being no, the safety car would have pulled away by now. We have another lap of, so lap 25 safety car as well. And that means we're gonna get lap 26 and lap 27 as for a green flag racing. That reinforces my belief that I would have stayed out if I was someone who would have gained positions for that. So, I don't know. It's also kind of screwed Danny over because he can't play out his tire advantage now. He was on better tires than the guys around him, and well, now he isn't.
So yeah, there's a race going on.
Huh?
Just thinking about other things there. Icewind.
There's no race. We've got a safety car train.
It's quite relaxing just watching those.
Yeah, the cars are beautiful. It's like the last 2 laps are good.
They need to make a in spectator mode where you can spectate the safety car and go on board.
Oh yes.
Look at Burke Mylander.
Close. It's Bernd Mylander. Nice
okay. Is it Verk?
Huh?
Or is it Verk or Burke?
No, he's Bernd. Bernd Mylander. So
okay.
Bernd.
Okay.
Is the German way to pronounce it. Yes, I'm an elitist when it comes to that. And Price Evolution gets himself 10 seconds, which is undoubtedly deserved because he clearly totally gained 10 seconds with whatever he did. Obviously. Thanks, guys.
And it's not like you can keep that advantage anyway because you're on the safety car. But anyway, safety car is in this lap.
That's not true. So, can Icewind... Oh, that field looks so epic. Bunched up as...
on the grass.
So, Julian gets a really good jump on Icewind here, I think. And I think he's going to be safe into turn 1. And he's already started his quest to run away from the Finn in his mirror. Green flag, and it is...
Hugo's on Danico.
2 laps
coming into turn 1. Hugo's around the outside of Danico. Is he going to make the move stick? How many times have I said that this afternoon?
Yes.
But Danny... on the inside. Oh, Icewind, another penalty.
Oh, that's terrible for him because of the safety car. Everything's bunched up. That's certainly going to give Copy the position. Gary and Bans, the question is how long can they hold on because they've snuck their way up here through the strategy. And now Hugos wants to really wants to get past Danico, the two SRL drivers, and off goes
Oh, and
Hugo.
behind! Popo was pushed onto the gravel there, so Light Crews are looking to get past Popo. Bascadinho on the back of Hugo's as well now, so it's really hotting up the battle for the lower points positions.
Bryce Evolution in a little bit of trouble there, but the question is, or one of the question is can Vance and Gary hold on to this? Because of course their tires are going to be 6 laps worse, and that's, yeah, I mean, that makes a huge difference on this track, or because the softs die pretty quickly, and now there's only 1 lap to go, but I think they got themselves a good result here. Pretorius is the one that can challenge them, and up front, Iceman on Julian. I'm gonna have a quick look, but now that gap is way too big. There's nothing moving there. Pretorius, and Julian actually picks up the fastest lap point. Pretorius gets past Vance here, I think. Well, they're still side by side, and I think Vance is gonna try and stay alongside in turn 1, and so he does. And he's carrying the momentum, and he stays up in P5, and that's gonna open the door for his teammate at Ferrari, Danico.
Oh, not another collision like this.
Oh, please don't. I've
With
seen
another
this
Mercedes.
One before. Lycos is actually lacking a significant part of his front wing.
Vance
makes
about the
way,
outside.
and Pretorius sneaks through. But so Vance down into P7. He wanted to be a gentleman, letting his teammate through, and he did so. But Pretorius has also made it count.
Ooh, Vance goes down the inside.
Oh boy, Yugos!
No!
Oh no! And Vance is out of the race.
Okay, he's gone into Light Crews and Hugo's and Ocean and Wow and LJJ.
All of them are dead. Joel, what have I witnessed? This is so sad.
Well, it's the end of the race, and Julian is coming across the line to win. Some may not have made it to the end, but Julian did, and he's coming across the line. Wouldn't say it's dominant, but it was more a strategy, really. Good strategy play from Julian as he wins the race here in Monza. Copy gets Icewind on penalties.
Oh, someone went off there, I think. Oh, yeah, it's Bascadinho.
Yeah, so it's Pretorius.
Pretorius takes between Lycos and... Oh, Ocean Chief is 6th! Ocean Chief is 6th! Yes, boys!
Look at that.
He has done it! I saw him in P11, I thought maybe he's gonna sneak a point, and then...
That's what happens when you have a late safety car and you have no penalties.
Oh, Ocean, that is gammon. That is massive gammon. I mean, that's the story of the race, really. Like, obviously. What else? Oh, that was great.
on the back to 6th as well.
I think... I just want to get that out of the way. Yeah, drive of the day, Ocean. You've done it! You've made us all proud. I think we both agree on that. Yeah, that was a pretty good race, I think. Julian wins from Copy, so he's taking the championship lead back by 2 points because he's got the fast lap. And that is obviously good for him, but Copy is still very close. Wow has taken a big hit today. He's had so many penalties, and that didn't do him any favors either, so he couldn't even try to recover after that, after the troubles he had early in the race, crashing out of Ascari in lap 2 or 3, of course. So Wow, with that, is gonna be in trouble if he still wants to win the championship, but Julian and Copy are closer than ever together, and they're gonna hopefully make this a good season. Ocean Chief is our driver of the day, and I think we're gonna receive some people for the interviews. Also, commendable drive from Pretorius. I don't think I've mentioned he got the podium. Icewind, really good qualifying, held on well through the race. The penalties were unlucky in the end, it cost him P2, so it would have been a really great result for him. Pop was solid throughout, even with a bad strategy. And Danny, a little unlucky again. Great pole position. Also, Max Spilz gets his first points.
Oh,
It's 4 of them as well. Tipsy with points. That was amazing. It's just really sad for Vance as well, and Yugos, who crashed on the last lap. Also Jensen and Astro.
I'm going to have to go, so I don't know. Will Terra be back next week? Doubtably. I don't think Trump is going to allow that.
I think Trump allows flying to the UK, but he says that all the flights are very rare and very overpriced, and the next regular flight goes in 2nd of May or something, is what he told me like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
So I don't think we're gonna see Terra very soon. It's yeah, he's stuck over there, but he sounds like he's enjoying life. And let's drag someone in for an interview who also enjoys life, and that is probably gonna be Julian. Well,
Okay,
Joel can leave.
I'll see you next week.
Thanks for the help with the commentary. See you. So, Julian, hello. There
Hello.
you are. Congratulations on yet another win, and also on retaking the championship by 2 points, I think.
Yes.
That was quite an eventful race in the end, but I think for you was probably, like, you were probably the one who was favored to win that race after, like, the first 10 laps or something. Basically after the safety car unfolded. Like, how was the race for you? How did it all play out with strategy?
To be honest, qualifying was kind of disappointing for me because my lap wasn't perfect, but I was happy with P3 anyways. So I got a decent start, settled into a position. I had a couple of goes at someone, but then I just decided to stick in the slipstream because that was the best thing to do. So from there on, I just took advantage of a few people's mistakes. Sorry, wow, but you. And when the first safety car came, I basically wanted to do the opposite to Danny, and I was going to the outside of the track so he would stay out as well, and then I would just pull straight into the pit. So that was kind of dummy. I don't know if he fell for it or if it was his actual plan to stay out, but that plan was perfect until the other safety car came.
Yeah. Did you worry for your race win at that point, or do you think you were still safe? I mean, Iceman was really close, but in the end he didn't challenge you really.
Yeah, before the safety car, before the last safety car, if there wasn't any, I knew that I could have easily won. I was 2.5 seconds ahead of Copy, I think, behind. I don't know, something like that. But then the safety car came, and I was like, oh fuck me, so shit. So I keep swearing, but
you can. It's fine.
I have like an Italy curse. I was really scared that it would happen again. I lost 2 league races because of time penalties after the final safety car.
Wait,
so
how many warnings did you have? Sorry, did you?
1,
okay,
I think.
Good.
On lap 18 from the top of my head. So
well, that's completely fine then. So you did well to keep it clean there. Unfortunately, Iceman didn't, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm really unfortunate for him. But the entire race, I was just focused on not getting any penalties. I mean, I've watched Copy in the beginning of the season, and he gained quite a few positions. And I have a friend as well. We raced together 1.5 years ago, and he always used to finish in front of me just on penalties alone. So that's something I really needed to work on, and it's finally paying off now. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
fastest lap as well. So
yeah, that brought you a really convincing win in the end. You know me, my usual question. Well, how do you feel about Singapore? Are you scared that Ocean Chief, after you finished P6 today, has picked up traction and is gonna steamroll everyone? How do you feel about Singapore?
I might as well just go with a 1-1 wings like Ferrari did in real life, and then just rocket it down the straights and do all everyone up.
Qualifying is gonna be important for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I haven't really driven Singapore on this game yet, only in like 5 laps, so I need to practice a little bit there because I haven't done a full 50% race yet, only on the beta test, which isn't really a representation of the real game.
So Julian, just as the creator of that quote, would you personally, is what you're trying to imply that Singapore is more than just braking and turning?
Oh, I forgot about it!
Is that what you're trying to say here? You actually have to practice for it.
I mean, about Ocean Chief, he got 6th because it's just braking and turning.
But it was just braking and turning for the others as well.
Yeah. Nah, just kidding. I love you, Ocean, but I mean, Singapore is gonna be tough, especially on track limits. Probably even more than Monza, because especially at turn 1, 2, and 3.
Track limits as in penalties, or track limits as in the wall? I'm just curious.
Track limits in corner cutting and the walls, yeah, that's
nice.
gonna be really difficult, both of them. But it should be alright, I think, if I practice, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I. It's certainly gonna be exciting, and wish you the best of luck. So thanks for the interview, and
thank you very much.
See you next week, hopefully.
Yes, definitely. See you.
So the next ones I'm gonna bring in then are Icewind and his teammate Ocean Chief. I think they are teammates. They deserve to be here together. So Chief, on a scale from 0 to 10, how gammon was that?
We're turning this one up to 11, I think. It was
Okay.
pretty
12.
pretty 12. Okay, we'll go 12.
It was very 12 that race. Okay.
I was just talking to Max there. I was saying that my aim the whole race was not to finish last. So I was constantly like, "Where's Max? Where's Max?" Because I figure me and him will probably be duking it out for that last spot. But yeah, that that last safety car came out, and then I heard people saying there's a lot of points, time penalties being handed out left, right, and center. Like WoW had a bunch of them, and he was right in front of me, and I was like, right, I'll definitely take him. But I didn't know what everybody else had, and when I crossed the line, I was in P10, and it just jumped up to P6. I was
Yeah, how
crazy.
sad were you that you missed P10 by like 3 spots?
Yeah, it's okay this time. It's okay this time.
You'll get over it?
Yeah.
Oh, 4 spots
Yeah.
actually. I can do maths, by the way. I'm a very clever person. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't like. I have no idea what went on in the rest of the race. It seemed like there was some craziness, like that last lap incident with Bance and who else was in that one? Was it Danny in there as well? Bance and Hugo and who else got crushed out there? And JJ maybe.
Maybe MJJ the crash in Lesmo. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, second last one. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, happy days, right? Okay, P10 could be on. I was P10. I just got Basco at the very last corner. I was up into P10 and I was like, right, I'm happy. And then yeah, P6. So over the moon, absolutely over the moon. But it was pretty lucky, to be honest with you. Like I had no pace at all whatsoever. But I just had those soft tires on, and you had 2 laps to do on them to get to the line. And I just felt, as long as I just keep it together, keep the head down, max out all the ERS and everything else that I can use, and yeah, it paid off. So happy enough with that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you forced me to actually give you driver of the day, which is
Yes!
which I'm very sad about, because I just hate you, so I didn't want you to get driver of the day at all, which is why I avoided giving it to you in the past. Anyway, so yeah, congrats on that. Let's hope we'll get to see you in the top 10 or like top 6 maybe even in the future as well. Moving on to your teammate, of course. This question is always a little bit of a risky one, but I'm prepared to ask it. Icewind, are you happy with how that went?
Well, not entirely. I mean, the only thing I'm not happy about is the stupid penalty I took instantly after the race started on softs again. Because I just had so much more turn on those than the old hards that I was just really trying to be very careful on them, and then suddenly the car just actually turned where I wanted to go, and I just cut turn 1 and took a really stupid penalty. So that's pretty much the only thing that I'm a little bit annoyed about this today. But yeah, otherwise it was. And of course, maybe the last safety car was pretty meh, because we were like 15 seconds ahead, and I had a pretty clear P3, I think. But yeah.
I mean, it's
I
still great. You've been, you've been.
It's not been the best of last few races, so.
Yeah, you've been struggling
it's better.
lately a little bit. I mean, I think in Hungary you were pretty quick, but I mean today must feel really good after a little bit of a down phase. So
I've just really messed up quali in like I don't know, 4 of the last 6 races or something, and today I almost made a good lap. I mean, it was I did better laps during practice this week, but yeah, I think that track conditions were not the best in quali today. That's what I heard from others as well. But Danny managed to do a pretty sick lap, so I don't think even if I would have done a little bit better sector 1, my sector 1 wasn't all that today. But yeah, I don't think I would have had him on pole anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, P2 is still great, and P4 in the end,
yeah.
Especially with the circumstances, which of course I think you were the main loser of in that safety car, because
unfortunate. Well, it was just... of course it was my own fault with the penalty. I think I would have been 3rd otherwise, but yeah.
It's a really good result. How did the strategy game play out for you? And were you seriously trying to challenge Julian for the win, or?
I did of course try to, but he was really fast off the line, so I just managed to hang on to his slipstream, and I was just hoping that it's enough for because I knew Gary and Vance were there in between Pretorius and those guys on older tires, and I was hoping that we'll manage to push enough of a gap to cover for my penalty, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, so next week in Singapore, how do you two feel about that?
Well, I can start. It's definitely a difficult track for me, but I think it's about quality there, so that's what we have to make work here, and I think that's also what Chief has to work on. I've been telling him all week that his weak spot is like qualifying, so that's what we'll try to focus on again.
He eliminated that weak spot by just not doing qualifying. And
crashing out on an outlap or what?
Yeah, exactly. So he's basically
outside the box, guys.
I mean, listen, you told him that he avoided his weak spot by not doing qualifying, and he got P6. So there you go. Yeah, that's progress.
I think it's the best result for Alpha this season. I think so.
Definitely. Yeah.
It was a pretty Alpha drive from both of you, anyways. So thanks to the two of you, and
thanks.
Yeah, see you next week. And
yep.
For the last interview, we're gonna bring in the Sir himself, Max Speltz, who last week potentially did not get points after our very happy interview, but today after
I'm really sorry about the last one.
After I said on stream something along the lines of okay, Max is definitely not gonna pick his first points of this race, picked up his first points. I saw you were in P20 with like 15 seconds to P19, so I thought this is over. And then suddenly I was going through the results, was still stunned by Ocean, and then I see you in P8. How did that go? You completely slipped under my radar. How did you manage to do that? Was your pace really good? Did you practice a lot?
No, to be honest, I think my pace was kinda not terrible compared to like the first race of the season, but still, as I said it in the last race, I think my closest target should be and realistic should be Ocean Chief.
So
and I think for this race,
you didn't beat him in the race, then that's good.
Yeah, and and so I thought, what?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and so I thought that, since I'm quite far away from him compared to Spa, I think that means that my pace was bad. But yeah, at the start of the race, I think Tipsy had a spin, and I had to avoid him. But with so much spin into the corner, I couldn't avoid spinning myself. So I was already kinda mad. Then there was a thingy with Astro where I think he didn't give enough room. I basically let everyone pass to not fight too much, and there is one guy where it doesn't work. It's Astro. I'm like, come on, But then at the end, so I should have been pretty happy about the last safety car because it basically bring me back into the race. But I was so mad with all the race went and with my pass and everything. I was like, I just wanted to be finished. I know
these races, yeah.
Still thought, well. I was like, maybe I can get P12, P13 because I knew that NGG had penalty. So I was like, maybe I can get P12, P13 depending on how it went. And then suddenly I passed the line, but I saw the standing only briefly because I was side by side with NGG, and I saw, wait, is that 1 digit? Wow, yes! Yes! Even more than P10, basically P8. I was like, oh putain, yes! Finally.
Glad no one speaks French.
Yeah. I know. I was just so happy. I'm not even realizing it yet. I'm still kind of like yet so mad because I was like, I could have got better. Because, Chief got P6 and he is my target. So, yeah, for me it's still like there's still some improvement to get. But still really happy to finally score some points fair and square this time.
Yeah, it was It was really good. I mean, we saw last time out, we thought you were gonna get the points and you didn't get them because of, I think, if I remember correctly, it was like a 10-second time penalty in the safety car, right?
10 seconds, yeah, instead of 3 seconds normally. But
yeah, so yeah, that happened, and then without that you would have gotten the points, and now you got the points anyway. So I mean, there's a change in form that we can see now. With the 4 points you've moved yourself up into P19 in the standings. That sounds very passively aggressive. I'm sorry.
And so
you're now ahead of NJJ. Bascudinha is the next on the list. He's 1 point ahead of you. Are you positive you could try and get him in Singapore?
Yeah, I mean, I know that NGG Basco, time to time I fought with them. I mean, they have, again, better pace than me, but I think it's term of consistency that during the races, I think I'm not making too much mistakes so far this season. This is what I get from this season, basically. Is the fact that, yes, I do some small lockups, but not like huge one or huge mistakes. Which have been reported, I think, so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very important quality if you want to sneak yourself through the field, even if the pace might not be the copy or the Julian. Like, with consistency, you're gonna get somewhere. And also next week in Singapore, I imagine it's gonna come in very handy if you don't lock up into a wall like others will.
Just one last thing, Timo. So as you know, I did commentate the Tier 2 race, and at the end of this race, I bragged about being consistent into not getting any point for the full season. No, I can't brag anymore.
Now your consistency is over.
I'm so sad.
You've taken... you're our George Russell, and it's good. Because now you're because now you're actually in P19. I don't know if you saw that video, like the Rookie of the Year, where you bragged about his consistency in quali. That's not you anymore, because unfortunately now you got points. It's very sad.
So sad.
I feel bad for you.
Thank you for sharing this hard thought.
You're welcome. So, also, thanks for joining me for
thanks for inviting me still after saying wrong things in the last.
That's good. We've had worse earlier. I am a big potty mouth, so I can't hold anyone else back on that. Like, I'm no authority to speak on the topic of saying inappropriate things on stream. It's just unlucky. You probably don't know the season 1 times, but they exist, and I'm not too proud of them. Anyways, so what the anyways, thanks to everyone in stream for watching. I think that concludes today's broadcast. I hope you enjoyed that race, because I certainly did, and we're gonna see each other next week in Singapore for hopefully a good race of hopefully a little bit of yeetage, as Katsune would like to say. I hope it's gonna be great, so be there for it.
I hope to.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.